Hi everybody, this is Dom and welcome to Raising the Barber. In today's podcast we have Rushil Ramjee. Rushil is the co-owner of Urban Greens. Together with his friends, they decided to open first shop, which is something very different from what we see, is promotion of healthy food. I think is the next step for a healthier environment, for a healthier city. This is going to help you guys to understand how to build a business, how hard it is to make things work, and all the adversity that it's been through. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Stick with us and let's go.
Yo, listen to this, it's Raising the Barber, cop dip, talk shop, no ribbon at harbor.
How are you today?
Very well, how's it going?
Things are good. Busy day. What about yours?
Very busy, very productive. Mondays always try to be productive. Get everything done at the start of the week, plan for the rest of the week.
So it's not Blue Monday for you?
No, Monday's a good day.
Good.
Team get together, we get shit done. It's good.
That's the way it is. What do we do today for your hair?
The usual, but given it's supposedly getting warmer, I think we go a little bit shorter on the top and on the sides.
All right, so we're going to be taking 0.5 on the very bottom, up to 1.5 connected to the side, and then obviously a good...
Can't see, but yeah.
Trust me, a good amount of the top, which is a bit more than we usually do. You come every 2-3 weeks, so we're going to keep it a bit longer.
Okay, a little bit short and longer in the front and then in the back. You know how it is.
Yes, I'll do my best this time. So, how's this year? How do you see this year?
This year so far? Well, it's already 6 months gone. And yeah, it's gone well. It's a big year for us. It's our fifth year in terms of what we try to achieve from our business perspective. And it's exciting because I feel like for the first time in a long time, we're at a point where we feel like we're ready to really kick on with the business and move forward, which is fun.
Remind me, what's your business about?
Well, we created a concept of salad bars based on quality, premium ingredients, a whole range of salads that are curated by a chef rather than a pick your own, make your own salad bar. And based it mainly on flavor, texture, and nutrition, which we felt London was missing. Healthy fast food is basically what we try to create. And I think we started it in July 2019 when I was working in the city at a bank, and I couldn't find anything healthy and fast. And I just thought to myself and with two other friends, we needed to do something. So yeah, 3 years in the making. And we launched in July 2019. It's called Urban Greens. We have 4 sites, and the 5th site in London Wall in Moorgate opens in July. It's actually going to open on our 5th birthday.
No way.
5 stores in 5 years.
That's a good record.
Yeah, I mean, given the fact we had COVID that fucked things up for many, many years. I don't know if you can curse on this, but yeah, many years. Mainly because it was very scary. We were a bunch of kids who went down a corporate route following university. One was in pharmaceuticals, one was in management consultancy. I went into asset management. We didn't really know anything about food and beverage besides eating. But we had a passion for looking at different concepts, knowing what good food was, looking at things like customer journey, client experience, service, all from a customer perspective. But we kind of had an idea of what would work in a big city sort of space that would kind of like change the game. And, our tagline is salads reinvented, and we actually really wanted to do is sort of reinvent the salad. But 6 months after opening, the world changed with COVID, which was very, very scary. But blessing is that because we took 3.5 years to create Urban Greens, we kind of like built it to be adaptable to different situations, and also to really take advantage of the changing environment, which is the delivery environment. So we saw that people were delivering a lot. We saw that people were ordering online a lot. We saw there was a large space in corporate catering, which we thought was underserviced by other players in the market. So when we created the brand and we created how we would sell our salads and how we would structure them, we thought about all of those different things. Our salads are cold, which means they can travel well. Like you're not like you're ordering a pizza and you get it and it's cold.
Hope for it.
and you hope for it and then it's cold, and then you blame the pizzeria.
True.
Because the pizza is not great. But actually, the pizzeria might be doing a good job. It's just that it's taking a while to get to your house, and the quality deteriorates over time. Whereas if you have a cold product, it doesn't.
True.
Which is another thing that worked during COVID, even though COVID in the beginning, the weather was amazing, but it was more about people moved away from cooking at home, baking banana bread and doing all of those other funny things that they did, and they wanted to eat healthy. And we started to really gain some a good customer base in West London, where we were based, our first store. And it was a real brand, awareness sort of part of our whole business lifestyle, where people just started knowing about us because they were looking for something healthy online when they were at home and when they were working from home. And Urban Greens was the only player in the market at the time. So we managed to actually, in a way, not only survive, but, do relatively well compared to our peers and competitors in the market, which allowed us to open our second store, which was in Canary Wharf.
So the first one is here in Kensington High Street?
No. The first one is in St. James's Park.
All right.
In Victoria, near Victoria. The second one is in Canary Wharf. The third one is in St. Paul's.
Okay.
The fourth one is in High Street Ken, which opened up in January this year, which is the full all-day dining one. So that does breakfast, salads, coffee, and it's open on the weekends as well. We thought with the residential nature of High Street Kensington that an all-day dining would be a better way of doing it. And it also allowed us to explore the idea whether we could create a concept that was not only just based on that lunchtime rush or evening, grab a salad before you go home, but explore the idea of breakfast, all-day dining, coffee as well. And then London Wall, which is Moorgate, opens, as I said, on the second week of July. But yeah, been a wild ride thus far, but we're still here. We're still happy.
It's fascinating how you have started your career, your life in a way, and then you suddenly changed everything. What was your path? First of all, where are you from?
I'm born and raised in South Africa. I came here, moved over to the UK when I was 17, so just a couple months after I finished high school. My mother is English, so I was born with a British passport, so I was allowed to come here quite easily, and I used to come here a lot. That side of the family, her side of the family live here. Always loved London, especially. And I studied in the UK. I did an undergraduate in international business, and then I did a postgraduate in management, where I actually met my business partner, or one of the business partners. Well, actually, one of them I met in undergraduate, and the other one I met in postgraduate in the UK. And then, like a lot of people who study finance and business in university in London, went down the financial route. So worked for JP Morgan for many years. And then after that, I worked for another large asset manager called Jupiter. And really enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't the change of career wasn't based on the fact I hated finance or I hated my job or I didn't enjoy it. I very much did, and I still have many friends in the industry, and I still still look back on my time there and think it was great.
So you don't regret your
the grounding, the sort of the beginning, and not at all. And I don't think. I know this sounds bizarre, but I don't think we would have done as well as we've done if we didn't have that. If all of us didn't have that grounding and that background of how to, just having that corporate understanding of corporate foundation. So I think that was very, very important. It also made us come up with the idea because we were sitting in the office every day and going for lunch and we didn't know where to go. And we were eating in all the, the other sandwich shops and in all the places that do like very carb heavy lunchtime food. And it was making us tired and it was quite boring. The flavor profiles were quite unappetizing. And we just thought it could be better than this. And I think me and Human, who's, were the main drivers of Urban Greens obviously alongside Yanis, we kind of like we kind of always had an entrepreneurial sort of, side to us that wasn't really fulfilled in our corporate jobs. So we kind of looked at different projects in the beginning. The first one wasn't Urban Greens. We looked at other things in different fields.
What have you done?
Well, we actually never went followed through with it, but it was like, some of the most random things. Like sometimes it was in food and beverage. I remember one was in makeup, one was in logistics. Like, we were just figuring out a few things.
Have you made some investments? Have you lost some during those ideas?
And unfortunately not. We never really pulled the trigger. We kind of like, we kind of like, just, we kind of just like looked at it. And then we traveled a lot as friends and we looked at different concepts in the States. I still think some of the most amazing concepts come from America, mainly the East Coast and the West Coast. We went to Scandinavia. We looked at concepts in Scandinavia. We looked at concepts in South Africa. The other partner is Greek. We looked at different concepts, in continental Europe. And this idea of salads wasn't done the way we thought it should be done in the UK. There were concepts out there, and there were players in the market, but they were very much on the mediocre scale. I mean, I don't think there were anything exciting. And I think people were just going there because they had nowhere else to get an healthy meal that was fast. So we kind of pulled everything together and decided that, there's a reason why there's a salad on every single restaurant menu in the world, not because it's not supposed to be there. It's because it's almost like a staple. And if we make it exciting and we make it fun and we make it colorful and we make it full of texture and flavor is very important for us. I'll probably say the word, many times. We thought we could create something that every Londoner would want to eat.
I agree with you. Flavor in the salad is so important. I often go to the farmer's market and I find salads and lettuce there are probably like 10 times better than anything that you can find in supermarkets just because of the flavor of that.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But actually, I don't know if people know, but these greens smells good and they taste good if you just, dress it well. So I agree with you. Having something that has a good taste is crucial, especially if you have lunch every single day. You want to have something that, at least it gives you a bit of a hype, a bit of excitement.
Of course. And also it needs to make you feel good.
Yeah.
Like most of these things are full of carbs and they're full of non-nutritious or ingredients that lack any nutrition. You kind of like have that lull during the day and you kind of feel tired and you kind of feel, uninspired, where Urban Greens tries to avoid all of that. Funny enough, our entire store is gluten-free. Not that we are gluten-free or we don't eat gluten. We just felt that it was, from a lunchtime perspective, it actually kind of makes you feel a bit lighter, and and you can still bring out the flavor and you can bring out all the good stuff. We do a lot of pickling, which a lot of people don't do. As one of our founders is Scandinavian, they are obviously quite big into it, but also the living off the land mentality, but really, really quality ingredients. The pickling obviously has a lot of gut health benefits to it. If you look at also our salads, they come in different layers. We don't use any lettuce. We don't use any cloggy sort of dressings, everything is curated for flavor, texture, as if you went to a restaurant.
Wow.
You don't make your own salad at Urban Greens as well. It's one of the things that we kind of like are very bold in our stance when it comes to that. You order from a menu. So we've created the salad combinations for you. Again, as if it was as if you went to a restaurant. Obviously, you can change a few things if you want to change a few things, if you're allergic to something or you don't like something. But our team are trained to make sure that you don't mess up your combination by putting too many random things together that actually is actually going to taste not the way it should taste, but it's because you decided it should taste that way. Whereas we are the experts and we'll say, actually, we might make more money by you adding on 50 different ingredients. But
True.
actually, if they don't match together and they're not curated right and they don't have the right flavor combinations, it's going to taste shit. So we kind of like make sure that you don't make that mistake. And I feel like a lot of people make 1,000 decisions every day when they come for lunch. They want you to make the decision for you. And if you make,
True, yeah.
And if you build something that's quite interesting, which ticks all those boxes, we see most of our customers, they have exactly the same thing every day. You see a lot of people, a few people, actually mainly our female customers, once in a while change. It kind of goes days of the week. They have a different salad or different seasons, whereas our male customers have exactly the same thing every single day. And it's quite funny. We actually encourage our customers to try different salads and try and get different flavors. But you generally feel like once you try one or two that you really like, you normally stick to it.
Absolutely. I mean, like this is, as you said, it's a healthy fast food.
Yeah.
What happens with fast food? There are also meal deals. People keep buying the same stuff because they know they go on the safe side. You know, if you make people, if people are excited by eating a salad, I think first of all you're helping the city to have, you know, like healthy people around you, and also you're helping people to educate themselves on how to have a healthy diet by just buying a salad. You know, you impulsively can go to, I don't know, to Sainsbury, for example, you can buy the meal deal, but you have like 1,000 calories for no nutrition.
Yeah.
While with a salad, you are well balanced, you feel better, you don't feel heavy, you're energized, which is something that, you know, sometimes you really need during the day.
And I think all the negative, you know, connotations towards a salad that most people have are like, oh, it's not going to fill me up. Oh, it's going to be bland. Oh, it's going to be boring. You know, oh, it's going to be full of lettuce and greens. We basically took all of those things and we kind of wiped it away from what Urban Greens is about.
How did you do it?
There's no lettuce. There's not too many leafy greens. It's all about flavor and taste. So healthy doesn't have to be doesn't have to be boring. It can be tasty. It can be fun. If you look at our salads, they're very, very vibrant looking as well. So we firmly believe in eating with your eyes, but also every bite is a different texture. During the bite, you'll get the texture of the marinated kale to the pickled onion to the fresh, roasted chicken inside. And, there's a whole experience that we wanted to do. Even when you come to our stores, we play, we have a certain scent to it. We play some cool hip hop music. All our stores are quite airy and light and, quite clean lines and full of trees. And it's almost like makes you feel, you're in a place where you can eat something that's going to be good for you and you're going to feel good.
How did you go through the marketing process and how did you make salads? I mean, like you guys were bankers, right? Most of you come from corporate world. Who have you asked? Who was the person you asked for? Yeah,
so our recipes and our salad combinations are chef inspired. So we found a chef in Sweden actually, who was half Swedish, half Nigerian, who we met, and we were all quite into food ourselves. So we had an idea of sort of what we wanted and the different things that we wanted. We wanted to create a menu for all sort of dietary requirements, or, you know, people eating fish to meat, to vegan options, to vegetarian options. And we worked with her for at least a year to create these combinations. Again, you know, we have things like beetroot hummus, sweet potato hummus. We have things like, you know, pulled brisket. We have things like hot smoked salmon. You know, we have things like marinated kale, ginger pickled carrots, lime pickled beetroot, you know, things like that. You don't really can you find anywhere else. We also wanted to make salads that you can't make at home. I hate going to a place where actually I eat something and I'm like, actually I could have done it better at home. Like, we wanted to be like, you're paying a premium for it. It's a premium brand. It's premium ingredients. It should be something. If you're going to part your money with us, I want it to be an experience for you, and I want it to be like, well, I can't do this anywhere else. Urban Greens are the best at doing it.
I'm totally with you. Whenever I go to a restaurant and I see the classic pasta with something, I struggle really. Like, that's why now I'm trying to find some, you know, crazy fusion Italian restaurant. At least I have fun, you know what I mean? Because otherwise I can cook my seafood pasta at home. I agree with you. If you go to a place, you have to have something that you won't be able to do at home, or at least you won't be able to do it the same way that it's been cooked. So it's a great idea to have something that comes from a country where it culturally is not expanded a lot in terms of, like, you know, food, but at the same time has a great food. What was the marketing idea behind it? Was the main, when you thought about the business, you thought about how do we market it, or where should I place the first shop and the second shop, the first shop?
Yeah, I think the location of the first shop was random in terms of, we didn't really think about it in the beginning. We knew London, but we kind of put it in an area where I actually used to work, and I knew a lot of businesses in that area, and I knew it was lacking unhealthy fast food sort of it. I think the branding was obviously a big part of it. We knew the product was going to be good. We spent obviously a lot of time on the product, but the branding, with us having a catchy name, having something a bit more Londony with the urban side to it. You look at our logo, it's quite different. It's quite noticeable and quite, you know, you remember it. So all of these kind of things we thought of whilst we were having our full-time jobs. So we were in quite senior positions in our corporate jobs. Well, I remember the days we used to, like, you know, run out of a meeting trying to broker a deal and you know, talk about broccoli on the phone for 2 seconds and try and figure out what the best price for broccoli is. Or I used to phone Human and be like, oh yeah, maybe we should adjust the level of ginger in the carrots and the ginger picker, and then run back and then, you know, carry on or the next Excel spreadsheet or something like that. It was quite funny and quite different.
Wow.
But there was a lot of branding associated with our thinking, because we knew that the product can be as good as it is and as good as it can get, but having a brand and having a sort of following was very important for us. And I think we finally getting to the point where, you know, we created something where people are actually trying to follow us, and like, okay, we trust these guys for innovative flavor combinations and salads. And when we pull out a new salad, like we just launched a new one a couple weeks ago called the Thai Crunch. It was the highest selling salad for, you know, the next couple of weeks, because everyone knew that if these guys are putting out something new and something good, it has to be good. And also, we only do salads. You know, we've kind of been very strict, bold again with that, where, you know, it's one of our taglines is salads and only salads. And I don't think we'll ever do anything besides salads. We have dabbled in, as I mentioned, the breakfast side of things. But I want to be I want Urban Greens to be known. If someone stops someone on the road and say, where do I get a salad in London? I want them to say, you go to Urban Greens. That's what I want. That's
definitely one of the ways to do it, because at the end of the day, you're not changing your brand over the years. You keep with the same idea. Yeah. You keep trusting the process this is the way a business should survive. You know, like the trend comes and goes, but you know, a good strong brand always stays,
Yeah.
no matter what. The example is like the Prorazo brand has been here like 70 years. And man, it's a long time. It keeps working perfectly. People know it. People love it. That's what I believe. I believe that you guys are doing a great job. I went to the Canary Wharf one. I just passed by it once. And I was like, you know, it was cold outside. It was so bad outside. And I walk in and I see this place. Oh, man. It looks like a little paradise. You know, like just stop there. You can have
a little oasis.
Yeah. Just a little like, yeah. That's what I thought.
And don't get me wrong, Dom. I mean, I think one should always be open to a slight change and pivots to move with the times and move how the industry is going. Sometimes people are too strict with their concept and their ideas, where they actually don't listen to customer feedback or industry changes. And we've pivoted a lot, especially with some of the things we're doing, how our store is designed, how we market our product. But at the core of it, it was always about salads.
Yeah.
And it always comes down to that we make sure that our salads are the best.
That's great.
And that's...
Have you thought about having, I don't know, expanding outside London?
Yeah, I think it would be quite interesting to go to the Middle East. I think there's a big movement of Europeans that are moving to the Middle East. And I think which means that the palate in the Middle East is starting to change, because that person wants some of this, you know, the healthy fast food that we are doing here. So I think that would be quite interesting for us. I would love to go to the East Coast of the States, even though I think it'll be quite difficult. I think we would do really, really well there, mainly because our flavors are quite bold and interesting. And even though there's a lot of competition, I think we would stand out. A lot of things. I mean, we're young and ambitious. You know, I always say to people, we're a bunch of kids with you know, who had a dream and who had an idea, and it worked out, and we fulfilled it. But that's not to say we don't have other dreams, and we want to just take this as far as it can go. We have a great team now. We feel like we're at the point where we could really go for it and push, which is fun.
How do you, when you hire somebody, what's the way you, they say, select people?
Yeah, I think attitude is the most important thing. I think we're quite decent judges of character. And I think, first of all, an interest in the brand, an interest in what we're doing, an interest in the field is very, very important to us. We have very much a family atmosphere at Urban Greens. All of us become almost like family. Most of the Urban Greens staff become very, very, very good friends. They hang out on the weekend. You know, a lot of the staff, you know, even the ones that have moved on to different industries and different careers, they come back and visit us. Some of the oldest ones, you know, still attend some of the staff parties, and you know, but that all comes down to the attitude and the interest in what we were doing as a brand, what we're doing as a company, what the three founders stood for, and what we always trying to achieve. And we feel like it's a bit cliched, but you know, the team are the most important part of the organization. I don't think we could have, you know, been as successful thus far without them. And majority of the senior management that work with us have been with us a very long time and haven't started in management roles. They started in a different part of the organization. They've shown willingness, they've shown determination, their attitude, as I mentioned, was great. And why not hire from within? Why not promote from within? We're quite used to doing that, and we're comfortable with it. Where, you know, a lot of the senior management, some of the the team that actually, run the day to day have all been with us and have all done every single role, within the kitchen, within the front of house, managing the stores, because they know the business better than anyone else.
True.
But it all comes down to this attitude. They're also very young. I mean, majority of our management and senior management are, below 30. So we're quite keen to promote young talent where we see potential. So to answer your question, we look for a few different things, but we look for, it might not be experience, and it's not first on our list. It's mainly attitude, and it's mainly, do we see this person fitting in with our culture, with our company, and the rest. If there's attitude, and if there's determination, and if there's willingness to learn, we can help that person grow, and that's, for us, that's the most important thing.
And going from the employees to the clients, the customers, what's the type of customer comes to you right now?
So it's a good question. I think over the 5 years, there's definitely been a sort of movement, and we saw this movement of people caring a lot more about what they eat, in terms of provenance, in terms of health, in terms of what they are going to pay for in terms of quality. And you'll see a lot of some of the players that didn't adapt and didn't tick some of those boxes are non-existent anymore. And so, our demographic that normally come in are, between, it's quite wide. It's just, in early 20s to, goes up until the, 40s. It's majority, not health conscious, but, food conscious individuals who care about what they're eating. They care about what, where the food is coming from. They support independent brands. They are interested in flavor, interested in texture. It's that educated consumer that's now becoming the norm. So it's varied. I think in the beginning it was very much more someone who kind of understood us, where now it's about, well, if I'm going to come to the office, or I'm going to get lunch or get dinner, I want something that, is healthy, nutritious, and tasty at the same time. So that market, that demographic, and that sort of target market is completely widened, in terms of who comes to our store from when we started to where we're now. And that's a result of the industry changing.
Do you believe that now with this, I asked this question to one other guest about the ultra processed food. Do you think the ultra processed food is coming to an end, like the consume of it, so people move more to the healthy lifestyle?
I think it comes down to cost. I would hope so. I think, with regards to cost of living crisis, inflation, and all of that kind of stuff, it becomes difficult in some circumstances to get ultra fresh food all the time, and that's just England and the UK. It's not really available all the time to everyone. But do I see a clear movement towards more conscious eating and sort of honest food? 100%. I can see it, and it's happened to us. It's one of the reasons why we opened a premium salad bar in 2019, and now there's a few other ones that have popped up because there is a market for it, and that's just an example of what's happening.
So things are getting better. You see this population. I mean, I see London that, unfortunately, in some areas, I was reading a couple of books about that, especially about, the consume. You want to see the hacker? Do you want to see the haircut?
Just checking. Just checking.
1 second.
Just checking if you're doing what you're doing.
Please, sir, have a look. Get in there.
Yeah. It's
Am I
good.
getting in there?
No, it's good. It's good.
I feel better now. The thing is that I, as I said to you, I was reading a couple of books about that, about healthy food, and healthy food, which is a myth. It's not reachable nowadays in a city like this unless you can afford it in a way. But more people, looks like people have less time, and less time sometimes doesn't really correlate with more money.
Yeah.
And less money means like less quality in life in general. And this means that, I think most businesses who sell fast food and or like ultra processed food, whether it is, I don't know, like a snack, a protein bar, whatever it is, they know that people have like lack of food culture in the very core of it, because probably they don't have time about thinking about like cooking, or thinking about, let me go pick up this one. I know it's expensive, but it's good for my health. Do you think that, in a way, having your business could help also other businesses to emerge, to
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can see it from the success. So, we've been, we're very humble about what we've done, and we've done well, and we've been able to, expand and open more and more stores across London, and, generate, a decent revenue. And it shows that there's a market for it. So, if there's another, focused brand that, is about healthy fast food, it comes as a result of it, and people start eating there, or they try to get a customer that converts a customer to spending more of their time and effort on that kind of type of food, then great. I mean, it can only be a good thing. So yeah, it's exciting time for all of that. I mean, I know the world is in a tricky place at the moment, but I do feel that food is very important. Spending time with family over food, spending time with friends over food, spending time with your colleagues over food. I think it's the best part about, one of the best part about life.
It's irreplaceable.
Yeah, exactly. So, why not?
Tricky question.
Why not eat some great stuff while doing it?
Oh, yes. The tricky question now.
Tricky question.
Tricky question.
Oh, gosh.
Healthy food. What about healthy drinks?
Well, I'm all for it. I mean, we sell drinks that are, considered healthy in terms of the juices and the kombuchas and stuff like that. But, one thing I wanted to be clear, we don't push Urban Greens you don't go there just to be healthy, or you go there because you're a health conscious person, or you go there because you go to the gym, or you go there because you want to lose weight, or you go there because you have a health condition and Urban Greens is just a byproduct. The healthy part of it is a byproduct of, we created a meal or a concept or something that's going to fulfill a need, but the health is just a part of it. It's a delicious product and a salad that's what we wanted to do. Whether the health part, and whether it's gluten free, and whether it has loads of veggies in it, and whether it has the pickling and all that, that's all just part of it. Even if everyone should think of it as just a place to go get a really good salad, a really good meal, rather than be like, oh, I need to be healthy, I need to go to Urban Greens. No, that's not what we created it for. We created it because we felt there was nothing interesting at lunch when I was working in the city, or when we were working in the city, and we had nowhere else to go. And we thought, okay, let's create something, but also have the health, make it healthy at the same time. I think it's the other part should be a byproduct of what actually Urban Greens is about. Because we don't really push that. We push that we have the best salads in town. And I firmly believe we do.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be promoting your shops to all my clients. But coming back to the drink, this is a personal question because I want to stress it now.
Okay.
Right.
You talking about booze or are you talking about
booze? I'm talking about booze, bro.
Come on.
Do you think like drinking is healthy?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I drink.
Bravo, this is a good answer.
I drink and I probably drink a little bit too much, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's healthy. I think if it's controlled and it's enjoyable, do things that you enjoy but do it in a controlled manner.
Bravo.
That's the, you live once,
Bravo.
if you enjoy it, do it, but don't overdo it.
Never overdo things. Have you tried the alcohol-free beers?
I have.
All right.
It's not for me.
Okay, this is very political.
If I'm gonna have a beer, I'm gonna have the real thing.
All right.
If I'm not gonna have one, I'm gonna have a sparkling water.
Okay, fair enough.
But I get it has a place, and some of them taste pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I get there's a place for it, and I get why, and I see how people are drinking less, and I see how people are being a bit more aware of what they're drinking and how much they're drinking, and that can only be a good thing. And not so good for the alcohol companies, but I think for everyone else, it can only be a positive.
Not so good for alcohol companies, do you think? I believe that, I drink alcohol-free Peroni, and I've been drinking Peroni for a while, and honestly, it tastes like probably 80, like 8 out of 10 tastes the same. Literally. It's unbelievable.
Do you think it's because you forgot the taste of what a real Peroni tastes like?
No.
Because you only have alcohol-free one.
I had alcohol-free for a while.
Yeah, exactly. You forgot the other one.
Probably, the taste and everything, like the smell after that, your breath and your things, definitely different after like a couple of, but I would say that honestly, I think alcohol, the industry of alcohol in general is doing a great job by, recycling that little bit of people that want to drink. And they're working well. I tried some beers, honestly, mamma mia, forget about that. They were like tasting like, I don't know.
They're quite sweet and a bit funny.
Yeah, they're a bit funny. We won't say the name, but
yeah.
But Peroni is good. Peroni is good. I invite you to try and then you let me know. Yeah. Try a Peroni with alcohol and without alcohol.
No, but I'm not saying it could be the same taste and everything. I'm just like, if I'm gonna have that, I'm gonna have the original. Otherwise, I'll have a sparkling water.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. What do you think of iceberg salad? Lettuce iceberg. The iceberg. What do you think about that?
So that's I feel like you. Someone told you to ask me this question. So
No.
I'm quite against lettuce as a vegetable.
Why?
I know this sounds quite ridiculous, but I don't see a place in lettuce in any sort of meal. I've never heard someone say, "Oh gosh, that lettuce is incredible." I've never heard someone say, "Oh, have you been to that place? They have amazing lettuce." I've never heard someone saying, "Oh, I've never tasted a lettuce as tasty as this ever." It's never happened.
I'm the first one. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's never happened. But I get the idea that the lettuce gives texture to a bite or to a meal or something like that. I get the idea of that. But I think there's other vegetables similar to lettuce that can hold flavor better, that can give you the same texture. So you won't see lettuce in any urban greens ever. I'm quite
literally against that.
I'm against it. You won't see it in my house. You won't. I'll remove it from if it's in something that I order. If I can remove it, but yeah, it's not something that excites me. And all due respect to the humble lettuce and also to people who like lettuce, but it's just not for me. I just don't see the appeal. Where cabbage, I do see the appeal.
Cabbage is so good.
Yeah, cabbage. You can do stuff with the cabbage that is it's incredible. All urban greens, our bases in all of our salads are a special cab mix, which is a mixture of Savoy and red cabbage, and it's marinated in a certain way. A lot more flavor, a lot more texture. It holds the dressing more. It holds the other flavors of all the other ingredients more, where lettuce does not. And it's almost like a filler rather for a salad, rather than a contributing team member. You know, it's not a contributing team member.
Stays there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just doesn't contribute to the.
It's the lazy one
to the team. Yeah, so we don't have it in any of our salads, and I personally I'm not
You're a big fan of that? Okay.
Not a fan.
Nobody said, by the way, for the audience, that was my question, yeah? Nobody asked me, can you ask Rushil this question?
Ask him about the lettuce.
Yeah, go for it.
The guy who hates lettuce. Ask him about it. No. It's just, it's not for me. I like people, people need to have opinions about things. If you don't like it, just say you don't like it.
No, I agree with you. Opinions are very important. Absolutely. So you said you want to open other shops in London or also outside London. Have you thought about trying to get something, some investment from other countries in Europe, or you're just jumping over? You say Europe is not for us.
No. I don't know if Europe is not for us. I don't think it's the first on the list if we went internationally. I think London we can get to 15 stores in London quite easily. We'll have 5 in the next month. We plan to get to 10 or close to 10 by the end of next year. We're taking on an investment for the first time ever at the moment.
Because you guys have done everything yourself.
We've self-funded thus far.
Wow.
So for the first time ever, we're taking on investment, mainly because we wanted to do it right, and we feel like we've done it right. We didn't want to rush. I feel like many brands overexpand too quickly, and then they lose consistency. They lose the operational efficiencies. They overextend themselves, and by overextending themselves, all the other little bits that they actually worked really hard to do fall away. So we took our time. We did it slowly. We did it as well. We did it just us 3. And therefore we learned a lot. And now we feel like we've learned a lot. And now we can feel like, okay, our product is proven. Operationally, we're quite good. We have an amazing team of young, ambitious, actually all of them are female, funny enough, young, ambitious females that are really, really pushing to try and create something. And now's the time where we actually can expand quicker than we think. Quicker than we have done in the past. So that's basically the goal. To take on some investment now and get to 10 at least by the end of next year or beginning.
Less time for you?
No, I think you can. I'm very much a believer of working smart, not working hard. You should know I'm always on holiday, and I always get I always get a tease because I like to travel a lot. But traveling for me is also it's an opportunity to explore, but wander as well, and also gain ideas. And see what's going on in other cultures and see what's going on in other parts of the world, and try and bring that to Urban Greens and to what we're trying to do. But yeah, we're working hard. As I said, the whole team is, and we have a goal in mind, and that's what we want to do.
Last questions. Quick questions.
Yeah. Is the haircut done?
The haircut is done, I guess. I don't know. You want to check?
I would always
check on the side. Check.
Is it short on the side?
Oh, it's short.
It's short?
Sure. Oh man, 0.5, 1.5, nice and clear. Why do I think that already?
But it's there.
Do you want me to thin out before?
Short, huh?
Well, it's short, huh?
Are the sides short?
Yes.
They look long.
They look long. It's a 1. 1 very high.
And 1.5, yeah.
No,
No,
0.5 here, 1 here, and then all the way up as well.
Okay.
Just a bit more.
No. You see, you do it. I can't see from here. I can't see.
Now I'm gonna do like, take a 0 all the way up there. Then we want.
It does look short.
It's short, my
Yeah,
friend.
looks too short, but okay. No, I'm joking. I come every 2 weeks. I'm your best customer by far. Surely.
Definitely.
Every 2 weeks, without doubt.
Without not even like, really, it's true.
And Danny,
I
if you're listening, 2009, I started coming to see you. I don't even want to count how many hard-earned dollars or pounds I've given you and you guys. 2009.
This is for Danny only, eh? Danny, listen to this. So we're gonna style it. Just to be a wax, I'm gonna be using. Would you go for a soft wax or for a clay?
You decide. I normally go, more soft wax.
Yeah, soft wax.
Oh no, but clay is a bit more stronger, right?
Yeah, it works.
Yeah,
good
let's
for
do
your
clay.
hair. 1 second.
See, now is the point where you should do the sponsorship.
And today's sponsor is obviously Shop and Plus. We're gonna use a red clay. Is a super dry clay. It works perfectly with very thick hair and not with very fine hair. Otherwise, you just ruin them. And we're going to the questions now. Question: any regrets?
Not many, and I don't think. It's a very, very good question. No one's ever asked me that. In terms of whether I would have started Urban Greens as opposed to staying in corporate, 100% I have no regrets. I do, mentor, youngsters in university and I do, offer some industry knowledge whenever I can. And in terms of regrets, no. In terms of how hard I thought it was going to be, fucking hell, I didn't think it was going to be this hard.
Yeah.
It's the amount of mental strength you need to start your own business, especially in a business that you don't know much about, is very, very high. I tell most people don't do it. I tell people get more life experience, learn to manage your time, learn to have certain conversations with people, learn to negotiate, learn to deal with stress before you start your own thing. I think it's very, very important. But what we've achieved and the people I've achieved it with, and I'm not just talking my founders, I'm talking about, the team. I couldn't have asked for anything better. It was been really tough, but I feel like that's part of the learning curve. But yeah, no
regrets?
No regrets. No regrets.
And last question. Would you ever move back to South Africa?
Unfortunately not. I've been away for a very long time. London is now home. South Africa is a tricky place. It's gone through a lot since 94 when apartheid ended. I think it's had a rough ride for many, many years. I think there's a lot of positives. However, there's a lot of negatives at the moment. I still go back every year for Christmas. I still love it. I'm still very patriotic. I still support the rugby and the cricket team as much as I can. But I don't think it's for me anymore. I think it's for me for a holiday and hopefully show my one day family how amazing that country is. But I think for me, I think London is where I'm supposed to be.
That was a good one. A good answer. So you can come back. You can go back whenever you want, but you don't want to live there anymore.
Yeah.
Which is part of the experts struggle, I would say, sometimes. Even though you maybe can afford to leave half and half and do whatever you want, but still, you know, you feel like this is the place for you. This is what I stress to the people I know sometimes, you know. This answer has a great value, really. So I appreciate your presence here. I hope the haircut was good as always. And
I'll tell you after 2 days, always.
you text me, no worries.
Have a fear
Thank you
of
very much for
future.
being here.
Always
Thank
keep
you.
on
Pleasure.
going because you are your future.